So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called High Noon, 1952. This is going to be another Olive Films disc. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was way overrated. I still can't understand why people say it's a Red Scare film. I guess it's because Gary Cooper loses all of his friends, so they betray him, similar to the James Stewart types who snitched on their friends during the House Un-American Activities Committee hearings, Joe McCarthy and whatnot. Leonard Maltin goes into it briefly when he does the making of on the bonus features. And then you get Lloyd Bridges proudly proclaiming himself to be leftist ideology, whatever that means. He says it's trying to help people, but you don't really help people by taking other people's money and giving it to another group. That's called legal plunder, by the way. And it's also not helping people to have them become dependent on government rather than becoming self-sufficient the way Malcolm X wanted before he died. And well, enough about politics. The cinematographer, both the cinematographer and the other guy I just mentioned, what was his name? I can't remember. I'm so dang tired. I've worked 2 jobs today. Lloyd Bridges. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Lloyd Bridges and the cinematographer both got blacklisted. I suppose that's why Lloyd Bridges was working on Apache Woman, low-budget AIP Western. He's all sour grapes. He said the blacklisting was evil. Then David Crosby's dad was a cinematographer who got blacklisted. He's probably the reason why David Crosby became a hippie. John Ritter's dad did the music. It's kind of weird how they play the same song over and over again. Even when he's just walking around town, there's no action in this movie. Just Gary Cooper walking around town and muttering these really short lines like "thank you" and "I don't know," stuff like that. He's really wooden. It's like Martin Landau in Space 1999. I don't know how to explain it. It's just boring. The cinematography is great. The blacklisted guy did a great job, David Crosby's dad. I'll give him credit for that, even if he was a comrade. Bad influence on David Crosby. He did a great job in this movie. I think David Crosby should follow footsteps, become a cinematographer instead of a hippie musician with Neil Young and Nash and Stills. Anyways, getting back to the movie. So Gary Cooper arrested this guy. He's the marshal. It's spelled with one L again. Same was that other movie I just saw. I can't remember the name. The AIP cheapo western that I just saw on MST3K. Anyways, I think it's the one with John Irving. He's moping around. He just got married to this blondie Quaker gal, but the guy that he Frank Miller, I think his name is. I'm not mistaken. I'm not talking about the Batman comics guy. I'm talking about the character in this movie. Whatever his name is Frank something. For some reason, I keep thinking it's Frank Miller. Hang on, I'm gonna go check and see if my marinara sauce is cooking. I'll be right back. Then I'll. Yeah, it's cooking all right. I just had to turn down the burner. That sauce is like paste now. So the guy's name is Frank something. Yeah, it's Frank Miller. I was right. So Gary Cooper, the marshal, he gets married. He's about ready to give up his sheriff duty, his tin star, so he can go off with this Quaker blondie gal. And meantime, Frank Miller gets pardoned, the guy that he arrested. And Frank Miller made a promise to come after Gary Cooper. So he's got 3 guys waiting at the train station for him, waiting for Frank Miller to arrive at 12 noon at the train station so they can go after Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper's trying and failing to come up with a posse. I can sort of relate to that. I lost a lot of friends. After I married my second wife, I just didn't have time to hang out with friends, with my son and everything. And I wasn't too crazy about meeting new friends unless they were young and comely. So that kind of ended all my friendships there. But Gary Cooper's kind of in the same situation. He doesn't have any kids, but he's got a wife now. And nobody wants to help him out with this posse thing to beat back on Frank Miller. The wife takes off. She's like separated from. She keeps threatening to go on the train, but then she changes her mind later. Lloyd Bridges is the deputy. He gets in a fight with Gary Cooper. He wants Gary Cooper to leave so that he can become sheriff, and so they get into a fight. Lloyd Bridges is always after this exotic women, like Apache woman, half-breed, so-called, even though she was 100% white. And then there's a Hispanic woman, extremely good-looking too. If I was Lloyd Bridges or Gary Cooper, I would have stuck with her. Forget about the Quaker gal. But Gary Cooper's ex-girlfriend is now Lloyd Bridges' boyfriend, they break up too, and she leaves town. So pretty cool shootout ending. Um, the last minute, the Quaker bride jumps off the train, runs back to town to help her husband. She has second thoughts. Sort of an interesting moral dilemma there with the Quaker lady temporarily giving up her pacifist tendencies to run back to her husband. That was pretty cool. I really liked the ending. I liked the cinematography. The rest of the movie was boring. I thought Gary Cooper's acting was wooden. It was ironic that he got an Oscar for his role in this movie, because it was his only Oscar, and I don't think it was his greatest role. I thought it was much better in The Fountainhead, for instance. So that's just me. That's my personal preference. Still can't understand why it's a Red Scare movie, but I couldn't understand why Them was a Red Scare movie either. So there you have it. Not a great flick. I'm not going to say highly recommended or check it out. But anyways, yesterday was incredibly horrible trying to get groceries at the grocery stores, man. I'm almost tempted to order stuff online from my employer. It's getting to be ridiculous. Where I go to Trader Joe's, Daly City, Westlake, and this guy's standing in front of the line, facing the line. He's got his spray bottle of hand sanitizer, and he's spraying this goop 6 feet long into the guy in the front of the line. He's got his hands extended like that, splashing all over his hands. I took one look at that and I said, I'm not shopping at Trader Joe's anymore. Then I go to Safeway, and this lady's giving me hell because I brought my own bags, which is what you're supposed to do if you're an environmentalist type individual. Reuse your bags, right? Well, not anymore. Throw that out the window, because the coronavirus lasts on surfaces for 4 days. So these Safeway clerk is talking down to me like I'm a little child, trying to lecture me like my ex-wife with that stupid social distancing propaganda. And then I just give her a dirty look and I say, oh, I forgot something. I'll be right back. She goes, okay, I'll put your account on suspense. I'm like, fine. And she's so ticked off, this Safeway manager, clerk lady, that she gets somebody else to cover that line as the cashier. So I'm scrambling and looking around with these 4 jars of marinara, trying to find this lady. She's nowhere to be found, and I can't even find my line. Finally, somebody pointed it out to me. I'm like, okay, this lady turned Chinese. She's got a mask and gloves. Whatever. So I got most of what I wanted. I had to go to 3 Safeways to get everything, and I got nothing from Trader Joe's. So I tried to substitute some Safeway stuff for Trader Joe's, and I didn't get everything, but I got most of it. But it took me forever. I go to Ranch 99, and there's this huge line going out the door, and I was just like, okay, I'm going home to take a nap, and I'll come back during the evening with no line. Sure enough, there was no line. So right now I'm watching the Jodorowsky movie. Dance of Reality. I'm watching the bonus features. He put his kids and his grandson in this movie, I think. I'm not sure, but I know his kid was running around naked in El Topo. And now they got his same kid grown up playing his father, getting tortured while he's naked. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's going to be something else. I guess his mother had big breasts or something. So they try to play that up in the movie, of course. And his father was a Stalinist communist turd, got tortured by Pinochet. So it looks pretty crazy, this movie. I hope it matches my expectation, because High Noon did not. So that's the end of my review. Hopefully my sauce is still warm. Go check it out. Probably finish up Dance of Reality tomorrow. Laters.